Adrian County Court's now in session. My Honorable Carol Crane is in charge tonight of serving as chair.
Roll call, Miss Lisa.
Michael Chandler.
Here.
Kel Crane.
Here.
Jordan DeLong.
Here.
Tabitha Denny.
Here.
Terry Hickey.
Here.
Terry Hodges.
Here.
Dusty Maple.
Here.
Kenny Smith.
Here.
Tommy Frady.
Here.
Michael Woodley.
Here.
Mr. Mabel, you lead us in prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this evening to come together and do business. And I pray tonight, God, that we would do and make right decisions, God, that would be best and fit for this county and the citizens of this county. We just give you praise and honor in Jesus' name, amen.
Go ahead and do the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty. Make sure I do this right, Miss Stacy. We've got to make a deviate from the agenda, and we got to add a line after number 4. We've got to. I want to make the motion to do that.
Yes.
I'm making a motion to deviate from the agenda to add a line after the pledge.
I'll second.
Is that all in favor? Oh, what it's, okay. So the motion is to amend the agenda, is to add, to approve the September 17th minutes from the commission meeting. Is that right, Miss Lisa? And as well as a correction from the last meeting, we, Mr. David said that the GMC truck was a 1994 GMC Sierra. It should read a 2004 GMC Sierra. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You still go with that motion after I read it? Yeah. Okay. From the last meeting.
You need a motion?
I'll
Yes.
make that motion.
I'll second.
Do what? Okay. Is that roll call or all?
Yep.
Any discussion over that? All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor. So we can lead on to number 5. All right. Okay. Okay, do we go ahead and bring that up on this, David? Okay. Well, now I need to have somebody make the motion over the agenda to approve the minutes from last meeting of September 17th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
As amended.
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And also with the corrections that read 1994 GMC Sierra should read 2004 GMC Sierra. Everybody make a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Anybody for discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We get it. Okay. All right, number 5, approve, disapprove committee A minutes.
Okay, so Committee A met October the 1st at 10 a.m. to discuss insurance and various things on the agenda. The item number 3 was skipped. Oh, I'm sorry. Roll call was Kel Crane, Tabitha Denny, and Terry Hodge present. Both Jordan DeLong and Terry Hickey were out of town. Item 3 was elect chairman and vice chairman, and due to the attendance, we postponed that until the next meeting. Next was review of the insurance for United Healthcare, And the discussion was made to delay until the Blue Cross Blue Shield numbers came back, and all were in favor of that. Under new business, there was approve or disapprove the budget amendment to the correct fund, and the fund was to go to $39,118. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Mr. Denny makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Is that Mr. Hodges? Mr. Hodges seconds.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Kell Crane,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Maybell,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Next was approve, disapprove budget amendment for the SRO. I do not have those numbers wrote down. That was the 118, correct?
It's in the packet,
It's in the packet.
second page. Well, third, if you count the front one.
The amount of $37,307.24. This was, final expenditures and accounting report for the Van Buren County Sheriff's Department School Resource Officer Grant repayment. SRO grant from 46,240 of $37,307.24 to 54,110,170 to the SRO to pay back the state $37,307.24. I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Denny makes a motion, seconded by Mr. Chandler. Anybody have any questions? Roll call.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Kell Crane,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Maybell,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Next item was approve, disapprove broadband ready grant laptops. And these would be placed at the senior center, resource center, and public libraries, or public library, in the amount of $24,759.25. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
It's actually 25,000.
Well, 937.79, and then the day of, I have 24,007 something.
That's minus that.
Okay, all right, so for the total amount of $25,937.79. Make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Denny makes a motion, seconded by Mr. Woodley. Anybody have any questions? Roll call.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Kell Crane,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Maybell,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Next was approve, disapprove the removal of sanitation fee for Terry Hickey, stated on the form that it was a barn only, no residence. I'll make that in the form of a motion to remove that
I'll second.
fee.
Ms. Denny makes a motion, seconded by Mr. Chandler. Anybody have any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Me.
One. Ayes way over the nose. Lead on to the next.
Motion to adjourn was made by Kel Crane and seconded by Terry Hodge.
All right, next line would be approved, disapproved committee B minutes.
Committee B meeting, October 15th, 2024. All members were present. Let's see what we got on here. We elected the chair and vice chair. A motion was made by Kenny Smith to nominate Dusty Madewell as chairman. The motion was seconded by Tommy Frady. All members were in favor. The motion was made by Michael Chandler to nominate Michael Woodley as vice chair. Motion was seconded by Kenny Smith. All members were in favor. Is that anything?
I don't think so. The commission got to vote on that. I didn't think so.
All right. As far as new business goes, Sheriff Brock discussed with committee concerning speeding on Harper Road off of Rocky River Road. Michael Willie made a motion to set the speed limit for Harper Road at 25 miles per hour. The motion was seconded by Michael Chandler. All members were in favor. Make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Mr. Woodley,
Second.
I'll second it.
seconded by Mr. Smith.
All in favor?
I have a question first.
Okay.
So, what is the current speed limit on Harper Road?
I don't think there is one.
I'm sorry? 45? So is it a concern that they're going over the 45 or that they're going 45?
What's up? All the Amish and stuff, Mennonites Amish out there in the wagons and stuff, and they're just flying through there. Slow down.
Residents on that road now, and got horse and buggies.
Still gravel, correct?
So did anybody discuss it with the residents on the road?
I'm a resident on Harper Road. And it's just a little over half a mile is tar and chip paved, and the remainder of the basically 7 miles is gravel.
All right.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Second, new business, Michael Chandler made a motion to widen Brock Lane, seconded by Michael Woodley. All members were in favor. Discussion on that?
This is the 24-foot width he agreed to, right? Widen it at least 24 feet.
What is that?
Widen it at least 24 feet.
I don't think it can be widened that far.
Well, he wanted 40, but I'm just,
I don't know if we can widen over 4 or 5 foot, you know. When I went out there, I measured, the curve out there, and it was 14, pavement to pavement, not counting the gravel beside, it was 14 and a half foot in front of, Terry
okay.
Brock's house.
Yeah, I just didn't want him to come in and take 40 foot when he didn't need but 24.
I mean, if they could get 4 or 5 foot, it would be a big help.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'll make a motion on it.
Well, we'll have to go through the legal fees on that, won't we? Tony had to draw that up.
We'll have to decide how much footage we're gonna take, and then that way it's
Well, the
drawn up
landowners
for a
sign
lien.
off on it, and
If
it's
we
gotta be
don't,
done legal, I mean.
if we're using our easement, the landowners don't have to sign off on
Right,
it.
we've got to, yeah.
If we can use the existing space we have, we do not need those signatures.
How much is that?
These are,
24 foot?
these are at least 24 foot, because it is marked. I went down there before Committee B went and looked at it. They still post on the right of way.
To make sure wording's right.
Yeah, I just didn't want him to come in and take 40 foot, say, hey, I'm taking 40 foot. But
Yeah, I don't want to be over the water lines, of course. We may have to
Exactly.
skip to one side or another to.
Water lines are out in the field, aren't they?
I'm all for it, but if we're gonna do this, do it legal and do it right, fix it right, so you don't have to go in again.
There'll have to be a
All the
lien on the
landowners
deeds.
is
wouldn't
in
there?
favor of it.
If you already have the easement, they can't keep you from using the easement, right? Right. If you already have the easement, you're legal to do whatever you want on that easement, right?
Well, is it gonna be wide enough when you do
Yes, that's
that?
what I'm saying.
Anything wider than what it currently is gonna be safer for the school bus and
Oh,
the
yeah,
children going on it.
And Mr. Chandler did talk to the residents.
I thought probably half of
And they're all for it.
Everybody was for it. You cannot pass 2-ton trucks on that road.
And you're saying after we do this, we're gonna be able to pass school bus and a trash truck.
You'll have room to get over out of the way. It's a one-lane road, more or less, right now.
I'm backing in people's driveway
Yeah.
when I meet the school bus,
And,
and that's dangerous in itself. I mean, if one tire of my truck goes over in the ditch, I'm turning over.
Yeah.
And the same situation with the school bus.
Because when I talked to them, they said they was okay with the 24, but then he wanted 40 foot. I'm just saying, let's stay at 24 foot wide, or what we can.
And the guy up there that was mowing the yard at that church, I went up there while I was over there and talked to him, and he said he's passing on to the pasture. If that road goes down, we could use for a couple of days the driveway
Yeah,
through by that church valve on the 4 lane, so it's not tying so much traffic up, you know, when trucks fixing it.
Probably get
Next
them a load of
question, has
gravel for
anybody
what
talked
was
to
used.
Mr. Oaks about it? I mean,
Hey, Mr. Oaks works for us. We have talked to him once before.
discuss this, I mean,
Well, I talked to Randy one time back, and he said the biggest problem is gonna be if we could use that driveway up through there, so that's been taken care of. What's around, so he thought it needed to be widened, but wanted to make sure we could.
I'll second his motion.
I think we still got some more discussion.
I talked to Mr. Oaks the other day. He said the minimum that he could do the road would be 19 foot, but he would want a signed affidavit from each property owner that it was gonna be, get their permission that it's gonna be okay for this to happen.
Guess we get a survey of that. Oh, the right of way down through there.
Possibly table this and then get with Randy and we can all discuss it with him.
'Cause it needs to be widened, cause it is a rabbit trail of a road, but also too, we need to make sure that our right of way is gonna benefit us.
Well,
Not cause an issue as far as drainage or something else. Go to widen the road, you're filling up ditches.
I think those are things that Randy will look into in the process of widening the road.
And if he needs signatures, me and Chandler don't care one bit to get them, because they're all for it. They're wanting it done.
the landowners is wanting it done.
Yes, sir.
Well, why don't we just, draw it up right and get them to sign off on it and,
Well, they done got the easement, so
make it wider than, I mean,
Right now, we have a motion on the floor to go with widening Brock Lane.
I've seconded.
Wide.
he said 19 foot.
What Mr. Brock said.
that's the
Well,
attorney.
that's what he said, Randy said, right?
Yeah, well, he's saying that
Not Brock, sorry.
the original road that's there now, that you'd have to take so much, if you can make it 19 foot wide, then that would be
A lot better than
sufficient
it
that
is.
people could pass.
Yeah.
So, Tony, what do you think?
Like Mr. Oaks said, if you can get an affidavit and the landowners are approving, that should take care of that. But you're using words like easement, and generally those are referred to in deeds. if there's an easement, then that easement, that'll outline the purpose of it, how, you know, how wide it is. Everyone's on the same page.
Is that not something?
If you're referring to an easement, then I would definitely check and, you know, in the register.
Is that not
Or we
something
could
Mr.
definitely do that
Oaks
for
would
you.
do before?
That's where you would probably wanna start.
He has a copy, but they don't since the fire, because I went to check on that, and April couldn't find it. But Randy has it in his office with all the easements and the right of way.
He was one say it was 24 foot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on for safety, I mean, but we don't wanna get in a jam neither, I mean, you know.
The motion was made by Ms. Denny to approve the widening, seconded by Mr. Woodley.
Made by Mr. Hodge. The
made
motion
the
was made by Mr. Hodge, seconded by Mr. Woodley.
Already had a motion. I thought, oh, you made the mo, oh, I'm sorry. I thought Ms. Denny did. My apologies. Can we do a roll call on that? Just because I think we've got several. Yeah.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Kel Crane,
Yes.
Jordan DeLone,
No.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Mabel,
No.
Kenny Smith, Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
7 yes, 3 no.
Motion passed.
I'll finish reading my minutes, I don't know. As far as new business, rest of new business goes, Michael Chandler asked that more 45-mile-per-hour speed limit signs be posted on Rocky River Road.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Motion made. Seconded by Chandler. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's already 45, right?
You just want more signs.
More signage.
Oh, more signs, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And motion was made by Michael Woodley to adjourn, seconded by King Smith, all in favor. I need a motion to approve the minutes. A motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that
Make a
motion.
I'll second.
Who made the motion? Mr. Woodley, seconded by Mr. Smith. All in favor? All right, sorry, thank you. Number 7, approve, disapprove, sealed bid for 2004 white GMC truck.
Got the envelope there.
So this is,
That's the only bid that we had.
okay. This bid was set in by Mr. Marty Presley, and he has put in a bid for $200 for the truck. I don't even know how many miles is on it. It's not worked in, yeah, it ain't worked in a long time. Does everybody know what vehicle we're talking about? It's sitting by the scales at the
Yes.
Spencer Convenience Center.
Is it running? Drivable?
Yes, it did run as far as I know, but, I wouldn't give any details of what the motor might be, but now the gas tank on it is
Bad shape. And
in bad shape. It's held up. It would definitely have to have you know, something there.
Served the county for several years very well.
3/4 ton 4x4 was what it was at City Cab.
Make a motion to accept the bid.
Motion by Mr. Hickey, seconded by Mr. Smith.
Yes. Hey, we do have everything taken off of it belongs to the county, you know, that don't go with it.
Yes, yes.
Decals, anything.
I don't think it had any on it.
No.
County truck didn't have no decals.
Roll call, Miss Lisa.
Michael Chandler. Al Crane.
Yes.
Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Maple.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Right, motion passed.
And also on the, excuse me.
Go ahead.
But for the roll-up doors, we didn't get a bid on them at all. The ones that we'd taken down. The
Oh,
old
okay,
ones.
the one that's,
Yeah,
okay.
the truck
old
and the
roll-up
roll-up
door.
doors.
And the new ones look great. Yeah. Any old business, Mr. Sullivan?
Old business gets Reedbury College.
The Burt College or the museum?
Well, it's the Barrett College Library Museum.
Miss Lisa? The other Miss Lisa?
This is one that we passed on the last meeting that we
Child
had.
Advocacy Center?
The Child Advocacy Center. And so it's,
So much.
Welcome.
I was just having flashbacks, trying not to chuckle. First of all, I'm not here for the Child Advocacy Center or this Heritage Center. I'm here as, first of all, an ancestor of a Burke College alumni. And I'm not going to go into a lot of great details, but because I know y'all have heard back and forth. But the Burke College, the best I can tell, they started doing the museum around 2012, and my grandmother and my mom and Landon Medley and David Cook, Don Hollingsworth, you know, they got together. They were part of the alumni. No, they didn't go to school there. They were already the generation below. There were, however, still some original Burke College members in. The library was sitting empty. And this don't have nothing to do with nothing legal. But they put this stuff into place. You know, the school burnt not long after that, destroying all the county records. But guess what? We were lucky because that Burritt stuff was in there. And if you ain't never been in there, you've missed out. And I don't have the time. I wish I did. I have a daughter she can tell you as many stories about as David Cook because they've listened to my mom and my granny tell them. My main thing is being here. I was glad. My mom's been paying the bills there for a long time. My granny and my mom spent a lot of time on that place trying to keep it organized, and they got older, and it's in a little disarray, you know, some of it, but I know what's in there. I know who owns it. I've called some of them. Some of them's already got some of their personal stuff, but there's some historical things there, historical things that can never be replaced, things that need to be kept somewhere that's going to be here forever. When I'm dead and gone, when y'all are dead and gone, you know, it needs to be somewhere. Because if you ain't ever studied up on it, there probably wouldn't even be a Spencer. There wouldn't be the Spencer that we used to have if it hadn't been for that college. I'm the librarian. She's been so super sweet. I give her a key, and she lets these school groups come from, especially I've noticed it's the Churches of Christ colleges, because they were instrumental in getting that college started. But there is some beautiful bookcases, are there not, from the debate halls. There's grade books, and there's just some really cool stuff. Now there's some stuff that probably needs to get rid of. There's stuff people donated that's not gonna be, the Heritage Museum may want some of it because it is very old stuff, and it's still part of our history. As far as that's the building. Everything needs to be together. It needs to be together. This county is too small to be torn. Y'all can listen to these people that are calling you and talking and changing their mind back and forth, But you know what? They ain't been to no meetings. I can prove it. They haven't paid any dues. They've not paid no light bills. They ain't cared if the ceiling fell in or if the roof peeled off. Now, my mom, on the other hand, has been, and these others that I've talked about, they've got out there and they've done the work. It's come out of their pocket. At one time, the Buren Historical Society, the most I ever saw in their bank account was like $4,900, $5,000, you know. But as people died and they quit being in there, it dwindled. The last president, the last meeting I could find that they had was, it was the 72nd annual, and it was 9/14/19. They always met the second Saturday, I believe it was in September. The president then, Mama was so excited they got this new blood in. This guy moved out Piney, out on Robert Hastings Road or somewhere. It's back behind John Pettit's. Anyway, he bought a place back there, and his name's Phil Green. And I don't know if any of y'all know him. Very smart man. He's younger. He's no ties to the college or anything, and I talked to him today, and he said, well, you know, I told him what was going on and everything, and he's not been to no, you know, they've not had no meetings. He ain't paid no dues. He ain't worried how the lights are staying on. But he said, if the county doesn't want to do this, then the county needs to take it over, maybe pursue some grants. Now, I was on the commission for 20-something years, and you can holler, let's pursue a grant, let's look for a grant, and you can. But, I mean, more power to y'all, because that is gonna be, and I know y'all have all seen that little deed that Mr. Reinhardt circled around. I had it too. I could have got it to you. Could have saved his email. There's also a resolution from that board where it talks about if, I was on the commission when we built the new library. The old library, the Buren Society gave the county to build that old library in, what was it, 60 something? But anyway, whatever time it was. And then the new library come up, and we got the grants, you know, to build it. And I've got all the documentation that says it's from the Buren Society. It says if they ever don't use that building, the county's got to take it back over, and they've got to maintain it. And that ain't been done, you know. I know they did. I was there. You know, we didn't maintain it. These Buren members, and you can go to their Buren Facebook page. There ain't been nothing posted since, I think it was 21 or before, and that was just where people had pictures. But those deeds are on there now. I can only imagine who put those on there. Now, I have been on their board, and it is a very worthwhile board. And Van Buren County has been sliding since the day that board was formed. They had board members. There again, my mom was, I think, on the original board, was she not? I mean, we've gone to the meetings. I've been on the board. You raise the money, you do everything. Done Steel always throws money in. The Child Advocacy Center is very important. And they talked about this Legion building. That is the most unwelcoming building for a 3-year-old who just saw his daddy shoot his mama to go to. That whole library, it's cozy, it's private. It's gonna be sitting there empty because y'all, I can't take care of it no more. Even if they don't take the stuff, and I think they will, and I will help them with it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll help them with it. Y'all want it, right? They want it. Contrary to what that's our history, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are the Historical Preservation
Just been
Committee.
waiting for somebody to tell us.
So I don't understand what I mean, if y'all got any questions for me, I know I get, but that's what's most important to me, is the stuff that's in the building. I want it preserved. My grandpa and my granny, they started courting there. She was from Bledsoe County, a big old Republican. He was a big old Democrat from Van Buren County, and they fell in love. And I was about to die. You know, they courted right there in those halls. And hence came me. That was very important to me. I mean, it's all important to me. I don't want the college building. I can't even stand seeing it like it is right now. But we're gonna work on that. Fair Board's working on that. But anyway, if y'all got any questions, and y'all may not even be gonna act on that, because I know you voted to let them use it. And Sheriff Brock has graciously got all of these workers that have all this energy bottled up that will move this stuff. And I also have the documentation of everything that's in there, so if any of y'all think your family has anything, any process so down in there, just holler at me.
So I was contacted and told that the Heritage Historical did not want the items. So I myself contacted Miss Donna Sullivan, and that is untrue. They do want the items. And I am in agreement with, they are located in the most historical building in Van Buren County, and we're too small to go to two separate places. All of the history should be in one place.
Yes.
You should be able to walk into a building and see all the lineage from year to year just pass through. They said the building's not big enough, it's 2-story. I don't know how it's not big enough. How long did we have cold cord in it? So it's big enough. So,
Yeah, and two, if y'all keep in mind, these people that are saying this stuff, I could prove to you they could have died. I mean, they're not worried, they never worried about this until whoever's gonna sue from Nashville. Miss Northcutt and her sister, they come up here and got some of their stuff, their mama's quilt and stuff. I get that, you know, and it's theirs to give. That's on the form that we would give it back. And they were all about this. They're like Lisa. And you know what she done today? She wrote a check to the government to pay, because she's been doing that out of her pocket, to pay to keep the tax exempt status up. You know, so we wouldn't have to pay taxes, even though nobody's buying nothing to do taxes. But, and it is a cool building, and there's some cool stuff in it, but it needs a home with a, you know, let them deal with fixing your other old building up, because if we box all that stuff and move it out, you're gonna have a building, because Mr. Reinhardt and everybody else with their GoFundMe, they ain't gonna raise, they ain't no puppy looks sick enough to raise enough money to keep that going through y'all's office. I'm just telling you. GoFundMes, that's, can't, you know. But anyway, thank you for your time.
thank you. So what's the legal aspect of this? We've obviously already voted to let the child advocacy have it. Does that still stand?
We're just gonna lease it to them, right?
Yes.
Yes,
They're using it.
Yeah.
But it's
They're
a lease.
upkeeping the building, they're
It's a
doing
lease.
everything. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a lease, so they're held by under a contract, but it is a lease. There's no title change.
So-
The title changed back to the county,
After
and
they
the county
leave.
still owns it.
Yeah.
And we're on leasing it to the Child Advocate Center.
What's the ordeal of the suing and everything? Why is it, everybody, they're wanting to sue us? If,
David's the one who told me that. I didn't know nothing about that, but
I got a call yesterday she was from the Haston clan, which they've been a part of this community since the start. And she says, I explained to her about the child advocacy there, wanting it there, and she's even had been associated with them for 16, 17 years. So she understands that part. And, you know, but she says, you know, if y'all do this, we'll have a high-priced lawyer.
We've got one too.
But no, but I'm just saying, I'm just wanting everybody to be aware, you know what I'm saying, that they could be legal.
There's nothing she can do. She don't even have anything.
It says that the board wants, what was it? That once all members were what was the wording, Lisa? Well, that was not the wording, but.
No, it says when the Alumni Association ceases to exist, or, you know, because now the Alumni Association was just a matter of interested people who, just like that Mr. Green that I was telling you about, he moved here from Alabama. He just went out there and he thought it was cool. He was reading about it, he studied about it, and of course Mama was smart enough to be like, hey, won't you join us? And then they suckered him into being president. And he still cares. He does care. He doesn't live here all the time. I honestly think he just has a camper out there. The only thing this says, which is part of that, the thing that Mr. Reinhardt had, it says, this is a letter from Waldo Powers. And This was from 1995 when the new library was built. It says in the event our library building is vacated, another county office will be moved into the building. And it talks about the society halls, and I would assume that would be, you don't think the big, there's some big pieces in there from the actual hall. To me,
There's a
which is,
piano, there's gigantic shelves,
those are
pictures
buildings.
that are
A
probably
very-
running.
Yeah, and it says that the county building, well, that's talking about them furnishing a library and the county furnishing a library and paying all the light bills and, I don't know. But
I myself think if the people has been contacted, we do the same thing. We put a permanent donation or a temporary donation. If those people have been contacted for that, it's their responsibility to come and get that product if they've left.
And if somebody did come forward saying something was theirs, I mean, it's gonna be housed in the best possible place it can
And
be.
we'll still have the records if we do move it. So I don't see how, it would be their responsibility to get it if we contact them. Of course, probably not gonna find a lot of numbers in existence anymore. But
So legal aspect, can we be sued? I mean, yes, we can be sued, I know that. Or are we already in the right by letting the child advocacy lease it? Still a county building.
And I've got my lease agreement from last month, and they've got to do the insurance, and it is a lease agreement like Terry said, for 4 years. And I was trying to find where we talked about the last of the board or whatever, it comes back to the county, because we did have something there before we made this lease.
So is there a need for another motion?
They are paying the insurance on it?
Yes, they are, according to this lease, they're paying the insurance.
I've got the copy up there. I haven't signed any of them because I didn't want to put us into any legal jeopardy until this was brought out tonight.
The issue is, they don't want the stuff moved out of the building.
Correct.
Historical building.
More historical, just as,
Well, basically, their statement was, part of them to me is, they want it on the original Buren College property.
they need to donate some money. Yeah.
That's the
I'll go to
the grounds that they're standing on, that it needs to stay on Buren College property.
well,
So they're just wanting it there, but.
this is why Van Buren County cannot progress.
Exactly.
Is because people continue to want to voice their opinion when they don't even live here, or they don't want to pay anything.
As I see it, this resolution 392 gives us.
Non-existent. It's non-existent, it's null and void.
Passed and adopted 17th day of July, 2018.
What is that?
It's a resolution that's about Van Buren County history and Heritage Museum and History and Heritage Museum Committee.
That's different.
That's them.
That's them.
They used that as a courthouse thing,
Yeah.
and you'll turn it over, I guess, to
But
the
there's
museum.
also always been a historical preservation and historical community.
Yeah.
But it's not on their property. That's the whole law there.
Well, they'll just
That's
have
what
to deal
it
with
is.
that part.
Right.
That it's not on Burritt property.
So they can come get their items, or they'll be moved. So the Child Advocacy can continue renovations and move in, correct?
As long as all the paperwork's
Okay.
And I would say that, I mean.
And the stuff is
y'all would-
removed before they start
It'll be removed.
moving in. We don't.
And then, but I mean, I would also, I'm sorry to interrupt you, ma'am, but I mean, just, I would think contact the people that you can contact. If you can't get in touch with them, I don't see, I mean, but then if you can't get in touch with them, then I don't know why it couldn't just go into the courthouse. or-
Send them a letter and say, hey, your stuff has been,
I'm having to look for their.
I mean,
Let's send them a letter.
They have passed on, but they said we could do just like we have with our exhibits, is put a number on it
we got. It's like that.
And we're just, yeah.
And I just want to make it clear that we have no intentions of moving in at all whatsoever until all those pieces are out, because we don't want to be responsible for something if something happens to it, which we hope it doesn't. But also to give time for people to find what they want to do with those pieces, because those pieces are important. They're part of the history here. They're important to the county, but they're also important to the people they belong to. And so we don't want to infringe on anything like that at all. So that's why we put October, but there wasn't a date, because we didn't know how long it would take. Yes, I've already talked with our insurance person that does the insurance for our building in Warren County. He's already given me the number. It's been approved for what insurance would be for this building, as well as liability and all the other things that we have to carry because of what we do. Because there's a lot that we have to carry because of what we do. If there's anyone here that is opposed, I just want you to know how important this is. I've worked in this job since 2003. Van Buren County's never had an advocacy center here or a satellite office. It's been talked about, it's almost gotten there, then it went backwards, and now here we are. And I just think that it would just be so good for the children and the families that live here, because we can provide services in such a better way. It's not good when a mom is so distraught that someone from the sheriff's department has to drive the whole family to the advocacy center because mom can't even drive. And that long ride with all, you can imagine what people are saying in the car, and there's tears. That's not good for kids. They need to be able to have better access to what we can do. And so, anyway, I just hope this works out. Thank you all very much for listening to me again tonight, and thank you for your consideration of this.
Do y'all want to set a date?
Hey, Mr. Chairman,
Be out and for them to take over, that way she can get a date and start her. Do you need help, Lisa?
hang on, hang on. Mr. Chairman, I do hereby make a motion. We've been advised by legal counsel that we're in the right. I make a motion to go ahead and sign the lease for the Child Advocate Center. We give the Heritage Museum 30 days to get their stuff out. After that, it'll be moved. And they'll have it.
No, not the Heritage.
Okay.
The bird.
The building we're talking about giving. I'm sorry.
Can I make a,
She's asking to give her 60 days to get it out there to everybody, because she's got to hunt everybody down.
And we need to give it to the Heritage Museum, or the ones who are gonna get it, if the owners who want their stuff don't come and get it.
December 31st.
Let me make
They
a
have
second.
documents of whatever, everything that's there.
I've got a motion on the floor
I'll
to go
second.
ahead and sign the lease for the Child Advocacy Center and give it till December 31st for the family members to at least come get their stuff, or it'll be moved to the other museum.
I second it.
Seconded by Mr. Woodley. Roll call.
Michael Chandler,
yes.
Kel Crane,
Yes.
Jordan DeLone,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes, once
Terry
again.
Hickey,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Maple,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Motion passed.
I hope it's over now.
It's only the beginning, Lisa. All right. Any other old business?
That's all.
Does anybody have any old business?
What about the convenience center in Piney? Where we going?
Convenience center, they're supposed to start building the 12 by 12 building in the morning.
Like the
We-
12 by
we-
12 building's all we got left on the grant to finish?
Yes, and the wiring, and as soon as the building's built, it'll be wired then, so hopefully then we can get the state to come and do the approval on it. Of course, we still got to do the gravel work and, other things to it, but things tied to the grant will be,
Yeah, we gotta finish first.
yes,
Other words, it's going pretty good.
finally.
In our way.
All right. Thank you.
Anybody else?
All right.
New business. We got several items of new business. Start with the short stuff. How about that? We've got a notary application from, I hope I say her name correctly, Tricia Q.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Denny, seconded by Mr. Woodley. All members in favor? Any opposed? Motion passed. All right, we've got several, two. All right, we'll start with Mr. Brian London. Address is 455 London Farm Road. That's in Fall Creek Falls Utility District. The second meter set for Church House, or excuse me, Chicken House. The only reason it was set was the 3/4 meter was not strong enough. The meter actual tied together.
These are the chicken barns on Highway 30, and he is paying the $14 a month, and I make a motion to take it off, all of it, off of the chicken barns. Take it, both of it, take it off.
Motion to remove by Mr. Hickey,
Chicken houses.
I'll second that.
seconded by Mr. Woodley. Is that a roll call? Roll call, Miss Lisa.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Kel Crane,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Mabel,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
No.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
The second one, correct me if I'm right on this, is it?
This is the Grandview Lodge.
There you go.
She told me that they have 3 meters at the lodge, one for the lodge, one for the swimming pool, and one for something else. I make a motion to knock this down to 1. See what I'm saying?
Is that commercial? Yes.
Probably would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it says 3 rental cabins, each with separate meters.
That's a
That's
different.
other, that's other.
That's the Freddie George.
That's Freddie George, that's other.
So you said one was the lodge, one was the pool?
Yeah, and the other one, couldn't tell me what the other one was. So, yeah,
And I'm not sure that if she can't tell us what the other one is, that it should be knocked off.
I can't, I'd say, I mean, I can go back and find out. But if we take them off and put her on one commercial, would that not be,
Are they already commercial, aren't they?
are they all 3?
They're commercial, because it's a commercial
Are they all,
Grandview Lodge, but whenever it was first done, any commercial property you had, if you had even more than 1 meter, you was paying that rate for each meter.
Right. And that's what she's asking, is have
She
it.
has 6 rooms, correct?
I don't know how many rooms.
In the lodge?
Oh, I don't know.
I have no idea.
I think it's more than that, isn't it?
Either 6 or 8.
I thought there was 3 on one side, 3 on the other.
I don't know.
So that's, if 6, they hold 6 people, I think, so that's 36 people that could potentially be staying at once of garbage. I'm just trying to do some math here.
do they not have their own?
They have a dumpster there beside them.
Do they pay by the ton or just for the month?
Oh, I don't know.
Should just pay by the month on their
On their water bill should, or
electric bill.
electric bill, it should just be by the month.
That's their water bill there.
Yeah, it is their water bill,
Yeah.
because they're Fall Creek Falls.
Oh, yeah.
Investigate a little further into that.
Do that.
At least the third location to understand.
I agree.
We'll look at that. And this Freddie George one, it needs to be thrown out. They had 3 cabins there, and they've got them all rented, so we don't need to do that to that, in my opinion.
We deny it.
Huh?
Should we?
Make a motion
or
to
if they
deny.
filled a,
We can?
I'll make the motion to deny.
Motion by Mr. Woodley,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Chandler. Roll call. Roll call.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Kel Crane,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
oh, yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Mabel,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion on the Grandview Lodge to table it until we get more information?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second, motion by Woodley, seconded by Chandler. Roll call. Oh, all in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed? I guess the insurance will be next. I think that's it, unless y'all got others we can knock out before. All right. I hope everybody had time to review over the insurance, in which we all know the county is looking into getting new insurance, hopefully better insurance with a better company. We've got two options, United Health and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Miss Heather, whenever you can chime in and help me out here. Try to explain this to everybody.
You want me to do the cheat sheet? You want me to explain it for you and do the cheat sheet?
Can if you want to.
All right, so a cheat sheet was made, if you look at the one that says employee insurance that I handed out earlier. So United Healthcare came in, it's a Choice Plus program. So Committee A chose to do 2 tiers, meaning that Tier 1 is based on your lowest employee, which gets paid $14 an hour. So if you look over at the Tier 1, the employee cost is $172.95
Per week.
every month.
No,
This,
Paycheck.
for set $14 an hour, it's $164.16.
okay, this was United Healthcare, so that's what she told us.
Yeah.
So the
That is Blue
counties,
Cross.
You just,
Either it's Blue Cross or United Healthcare, it don't matter, it's
Okay.
$164.16
Okay.
based on 14 hours.
so basically, the county cost is gonna be $560 something dollars. So the Tier 2, we made a Tier 2, those are for the employees that make 50,000 or greater. Their employee cost would be $500 a month, and then the county would pay the remainder. So after contacting Miss Donna, with the broker that we chose, because there's gonna be at least 1 to 2 people sign up since the insurance prices have dropped, they will have to resubmit for United Healthcare. So she is expecting the prices to be the same, if not more, than Blue Cross Blue Shield came through as. So also, the United Healthcare, on investigating some of the employees and Miss Donna at the broker, also discovered that there are a lot of physicians in Cookeville, McMinnville, and local that do not take United Healthcare Choice Plus. So therefore, those employees that are making $14 an hour are still gonna have to travel to Chattanooga, Nashville, and Knoxville to go see a doctor. So then we finally got Blue Cross Blue Shield's numbers back last week,
Monday.
wasn't it? Okay. Their total is $868.47. So if you look at Tier 1, the $14 an hour employee, they're gonna pay $164.16, and the county payout would be $704.31. Tier 2, which is the 50,000 and above employees, are still gonna pay the $500. And this is base plan only. And then the county cost would be $368.48. Anybody have questions?
what would the cost be if they have if it's a family plan?
It's based on those tiers that was provided. It's
It's in that packet.
still gonna be at their expense. What we're having to decide is based on just employees, so these are employee-only prices. So basically, Blue Cross Blue Shield for employee and family is gonna be $24.75.14. So realistically, if, I don't know how, at $14 an hour, and them paying $164, well, they would pay more than $164. We would pay the $704 and they would have the remainder, so they would have,
Wait a minute. The Blue Cross Blue Shield, if they done the $27.50, the deductible we currently have now, the renewal rate would be $937.49. The most we can make the employee pay out of that employee only is $164.16, which would leave the county paying $773.33.
Per employee. Per employee.
That's option one, the $27.50 deductible. That's the renewal rate.
What about tier 2?
That's on an employee only. That rate is $937.49 a month.
That's for tier 1 employees, correct?
That's option one.
That's option 1 for tier 1.
So if you take the $937.49 minus the $164.16,
so right here it says Blue Cross Blue Shield, option 1, gold, 105S. I'm looking at the one with 4 columns. Says $868.47 for employee only.
what deductible are you looking at?
I'm looking at the Blue Cross Blue Shield option 1, be the third page if you count the,
I'm showing 848.92, and that's the
That's
booklet.
what we currently, that's our current rate.
Yeah.
That's our current rate on both plans. Go over to your Blue Cross Blue Shield option, that's gonna be your, those are 2 different options that they're looking at renewal.
That's the buy-up plan, and that one, what we're just paying for the one. We're not paying for a buy-up.
Right, if you keep what we have now, the 2 plans we have now, which is the $27.50 deductible and your $500 deductible. $27.50, your renewal is at $937.49 for employee only. The $500 deductible, your renewal will be $1,022.21 for employee only a month.
But I think we decided in Committee A, we'd go with base 1 if they come through with
so
better
flip
numbers.
over to the next page. Says Van Buren County Medical 1/1/2025.
Yeah,
It has the 2 columns that are current plans, and then it has Blue Cross Blue Shield option.
Right, because that's what that current plan, that's what we are paying now. Those are the plans we have, and that's the premium we're paying now. She's just done a spreadsheet on what we currently have. That first page is what's showing the plans we have now. It shows that renewal.
Okay, but see, I'm seeing 2 columns here, and it says current plans above it. So I'm thinking in my head that these 2 are current plans.
That is
And
true,
that these
because
2 over here are the new plans, is what
true.
my mind would think.
That is true. There are 2 plans currently because some of us took a buy-up option, which means we pay more to have a lower deductible but higher coverage.
But you're paying more on you
Well,
because of the buy-up.
We pay.
Right, it's
We
coming
pay
out
as an
of your
employee,
pocket.
yes. It was our option to
Yeah.
choose that.
That's what we decided in the
Yes.
meeting.
Right.
If you wanted to do that, you
Right.
could, but we would furnish the base.
The basic, just as you do
yes.
now.
Yes, and it's 848.92 is what my numbers show here.
That's the current for the $27.50 deductible.
So we're gonna be paying $774.04.
$773.33. If you take for the $27.50 deductible at renewal, your rate will be $937.49.
And yes, it's gonna cost us a little more, but they can go anywheres and use it instead of going anywhere else. I make a motion, we go with option 1, base plan.
Are y'all
Which
okay with
one?
that?
Blue Cross Blue
Blue
Shield.
Cross Blue Shield.
Well, what I would do is give them the option. They can choose.
They can
option one
choose.
Or option 2, but y'all are gonna set the amount on what.
On the
We're gonna provide enough funding to cover the option.
option 1, base plan, yes.
And if they choose anything else for
It's on
family,
them.
then they pay out of
Yes.
pocket just like they do now.
Yeah.
Are y'all happy with that?
With the
Um,
Blue Cross?
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's,
Her husband's.
I mean,
his
some of us
doctor's
are
not
deemed
with United
uninsurable through
Healthcare.
private insurance, myself included, because I'm a thyroid patient, and I also have to go to pulmonology, lung doctor, okay? And even Miss Donna helped me look through that, and those two doctors in Cookville were not covered through United. They are through Blue Cross Blue Shield. So I would get to keep my same doctors and not have to travel no further than Cookville. My husband is uninsurable because he has a spinal mass. His doctors are at the Mayo Clinic. United Healthcare only covers the hospital, none of his doctors. So I do pay extra because we both have to have insurance that will pay, and he specifically has to have insurance that will pay across state lines. I mean,
I know that day we called one or two of yous in, we seen, you weren't gonna
Right.
save much, but you was gonna save a little.
right, we are
And
saving.
it was helping you, plus it was helping
Correct.
lower paid employees.
Correct.
Sheriff Brock, what do you?
I didn't know anything about the discussion, and I didn't get any of the information.
And based on your lower tier, it's actually more affordable for those employees
Yeah,
than
yeah.
it ever has been.
We got a better chance of keeping employees if we can offer. But my motion still stands,
Will you
For
repeat that?
You're
The
saying
base
go with the Blue
plan.
Cross Blue Shield.
the base plan option one.
Mr. Hodges made a motion
Two
to go
tiers?
with Blue Cross Blue Shield, option one, gold 125S plan.
And go with the other one, because that gives them the option to buy up. If they
Option
got
one
more
base
deductible,
plan.
Then they pay the difference.
So
Option
in the
one and
motion-
option two. Go with option one and option two.
But the county's only paying for option one
Exactly. All right.
in 2 tiers.
in 2 tiers.
Yep. As presented.
The next time we come up for a renewal, can we get all of the elected officials in one room together to make sure everyone is on the same page? That way they can talk to their employees about the plans that we're gonna be picking.
Say it again.
The next time we come up for a renewal, unless we can postpone this one, can we get all of the elected officials who have employees underneath them?
Well, the meeting was set in what we were discussing, so.
To my understanding, the
advertised.
ones
wasn't
that
that we left
had the
anybody in
current
the dark.
insurance have been notified.
And
So-
a few of them did show up. A few of them
So
did show
go
up.
back to the tiers.
Tier 1 was the employee pays $164.16.
Tier 1.
It's 773. It's not showing that.
So with ours, like if we buy up,
773.
ours is gonna go up a little bit
Right,
But
but it's on you.
from what we pay now.
But
It's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on you.
But I think that day we talked to them, it went much more,
Yeah, but that was United Healthcare.
right.
This is Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Tier 2 is employees of 50,000 or greater. Pay $500.
Is it gonna change on the county from the 368?
Yep.
The
Because I
motion-
read this as,
Motion was made by Mr. Hodges to go with Blue Cross Blue Shield with options 1 and 2, with the county paying on option 1, with the option of tier 1 from 0 to 49,999, tier 2 from 50,000 and up. Is that correct? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Woodley.
About 60-something more dollars a month.
Does anybody have any other questions?
Yeah.
I apologize, when I done the cheat sheet, I read it as current.
So the county's gonna pay $522.21 on tier 2?
What?
No.
If the employee's cost is 500, your premium on tier 2 is $1,022.
No, tier 2 meaning that they're just in a different
It's
tier.
the pay
It's
tier-
still the
pay
base
tier.
plan.
It
50,000.
ain't the insurance
50,000
tier,
above.
it's pay tier, yes.
You got anything else, Miss Ellie?
Oh, I'm sure I could think of a whole lot.
So on 50,000 and up, the county's gonna pay what?
368.47 is what we
No,
got.
it'll be
About 437.
Well, our numbers ain't right on your cheat sheet.
it is not, because I read these different.
Throw the sheet away.
Those cheat sheet away.
That's why I failed out. Around 430 or 440 or something.
Anybody have
You
an
mean
exact number?
Oh, yeah, we
What
got
was, what are you saying is the current rate? 930 what?
47.49. Is that right, Heather?
On 2750,
Yes.
the renewal rate will be $937.49. On the $500 deductible, the buy-up is $122.21.
Okay, that, buy doesn't matter,
The
so
buy, yeah, buy.
500, so it'll be 437.49 that the county would pay.
Say that number again.
437.49.
That's their option, this is their option.
This is
Yeah.
ours.
Everybody got it? Roll call?
Go ahead, Heather.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Kel Crane.
Yes.
Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Mabel.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Motion pass. Mr. David, you want to discuss this Care Solace? Is that still being
Yeah.
questioned?
That was, we voted on there. It come up on committee A, remember?
We already voted on it. Right.
No, we did not.
No, we didn't.
I did not mention it.
So, all right, there's another pack of paper in there. During that Committee A meeting, which we were just received this service agreement, we discussed about with the school district of using the opioid grant money for a Care Solace program. Golly, I wish Miss Bolden or Miss Lewis was here to go into detail.
So this can be renewed up to 5 years, but it is a year by year.
It's year by year, but you have to notify them
60 days in
60
advance.
days
Yeah.
prior to.
Yep. That was correct. And they finally gave us the exact amount. What was
They
it?
gave the exact amount, $80-something $100 next year, $50-something $100 this year.
Yeah, 5503.
Because we had made the motion no more than 7,500, but
Four.
it's based on how many months are left in the year, contract year.
Renewal for the school term district will be $8,254. That comes from the opioid grant money.
How much do we have of that?
77,000 plus or minus.
Give or take. Wasn't necessarily the school, it was some,
The resource center.
the resource center
Oh, okay.
Your opioid money has to be used for specific things.
Yeah, we're cutting it real close on the first allotted amount of money. And once the time frame's up, we don't get to have it anymore.
So we can do this on a year-to-year basis?
Yes.
Yes.
I make a motion, we do it on a year-to-year.
I'll second.
Motion to go forward with a year-to-year basis on the Care Solace using the opioid grant money. Second, or by Mr. Hodges, seconded by Mr. Woodley.
Just
Contract to say year by year? Because
Their agreement is 5 years.
agreement.
Yes, and they will. When it was presented to us, it was on a year-to-year basis.
Yeah, and that's a 5-year.
I know that, yeah, and I think that was brought to Mr. Copeland's attention, was it not?
It was, and let me see what his comment back was. She said, he says it's initially a year-to-year contract with the automatic option to renew unless we give a 60-day notice. So we need to do year-to-year. However, if they're saying that it's not gonna work, then they'll have to do a 60-day notice that it's not, won't be renewed.
It did read in here that it was a 5-year contract. It wasn't a year-to-year. I'm trying to find it.
It says the initial term of the agreement hereinafter the initial term will be November the 1st, 2024, and continue through June the 30th of 2025. This agreement will renew automatically for 1-year terms hereinafter renewal term on party with the at least 60-day prior written notice pursuant to paragraph 54 to terminate this agreement effective at the end of the existing term. Maximum term of this agreement is 5 years.
So we can terminate anytime within that 5 years as long as we give them 60 days notice.
I understand it. Oh, well, why
Here you
did
go.
we do that? Number 10.
Okay, that's any way you want.
I'm okay with that.
You can have that one too.
Yeah, page 3 was what he sent me a picture of.
Yeah, page 3, number 10.
Yeah, termination of agreements on page 4, I think. If they even, discontinue service, they'll cancel anyway. About the score with a 60-day written notice.
Says we can terminate without cause, as long as we give them the 60 days. And that's on termination of agreement,
And they can terminate with us as long as they give the school 60 days.
as long as they give us 60 days.
They are also supposed to give Committee A updates as to utilization of this program.
If we cancel before the year, then we're not prorated, we don't get none of the money back, they keep it.
Yep.
Yeah. I still stick with my motion, year-to-year contract, and if that's okay. That,
It reads that way in the agreement, yes.
Yes.
As long as you give the 60 days.
Either party can
Opt
cancel.
out of it as long as it's 60
Yeah,
days.
60 days notice, that's right.
So, Mr. Hodges, you just agreeing to go ahead with the service agreement
on a year-to-year,
as it reads, a year
as
to
it
year?
read.
Okay.
I second that.
Second it again, Mr. Woodley?
Yes.
Roll call, Miss Lisa.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Cal Crane,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Mabel,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Do we have any other new business? You sure?
No, not really.
I make a motion with adjourn.
Wait a minute.
We've got.
I got some new business
New
still.
business. As you're all aware, when we done budget in June, we promised our employees to go back and revisit our budget in July and August to give them a bonus. And it's not, to my knowledge, it's not been brought back up. So I hereby make a motion that we give all of our county employees a bonus and go back from July the 1st to December 31st, a bonus in the amount of $2 an hour. We have to do it now because we're too late to go back through committee's aid and get it through before the end of the year.
A bonus or a raise?
No, a bonus, not a raise.
Well, how much will that come to on the $14 hour pay?
You gotta take the taxes out of it, how much taxes on, I mean,
It's gonna depend on how
Can we not have a committee A meeting the first part of the month
it's too late.
to get the numbers?
You know, we got to give it to her to get we got the money, we gotta give it to her to get it done in November to give our employees their bonuses.
I know at one time we talked about like a 250 across the board.
$250, $2.50 an hour.
No, $250 straight across the board at our committee A meeting.
That was, well, it was different
budget
based on
meeting.
full-time or part-time,
Yeah.
but
whatever y'all get, if you do a bonus or whatever, your taxes come out, full-time employees, your TCRS comes out. Your TCRS is gonna be 70% of, whatever you make.
You got a motion on the floor.
I've seconded.
the motion on the floor was for what?
$2 bonus from July 1 through December 31st per hour, $2 per hour
To how much they worked?
for the time they work, yes.
Is that full and part-time?
Yes.
From July 1st?
1st of July through December 31st.
But we don't have the figures on that to know how much that is.
What?
I won't
We
know
don't
their
have the
hours, I
figures.
won't know their hours.
You can't go back and get their hours.
Are you talking from last fiscal year?
I'm talking about from July 1st of this year.
Yeah, but December ain't here, so I don't know what their hours are gonna be working.
Well, we can go through November, October 30th.
I feel like it would be better to do a bottom dollar amount for part-time and full-time. I think it would be easier on Heather.
Yes.
And it would give us a better figure as a budget committee
How much we're talking
and a
about?
commission, how much we're talking about. I
They're getting
think.
40 hours a week, that's $80 a week.
That's right. $240 a month.
But some of them may have only done 36, or somebody may,
Can we do a roll call on this motion?
I can tell you the last time we done a bonus like that, you gotta look at your part-time. Some of your part-time workers ain't worked in 4 or 5 months. Some of them are just on call, especially with the ambulance. You have some that are on call and they haven't worked 4 or 5. So in the past, if I'm thinking clearly, what they done was, if they hadn't worked in the past 3 months, then it was a lower amount. If it was over 3 months, they didn't even get the bonus. But somebody that had only worked so many hours got a certain amount, and then the ones that were part-time got a certain amount, and then full-time got a certain amount.
when is the next pay period? When do they get paid again?
Friday.
So that would be
There's 3 pay periods.
the first, correct?
The first, yeah.
All right, so if we have, I'm just looking at dates. If we had a budget committee meeting the first part of November,
It's gotta be 10 days.
That's what
So
I'm saying.
Or
today,
5 days, excuse me.
If we have a budget
so
meeting,
we've got time
if we have a budget meeting, then it has to come before full commission,
on the
third Tuesday of the month.
19th.
Right, and, you know,
So then she's gonna pay out on the 29th,
Actually, I'm gonna pay out on the 27th.
okay? Well, you still got December.
Right, I'm gonna make it payable on the 27th because Thanksgiving's the 28th. And that's a pay period week, so with mayor approval, we're doing the 27th to have that check.
So you're looking at December the 13th and the 27th for payout of, for December, correct?
Let me get over to December. Be the 13th and 27th.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and knock out this motion first. You go ahead and do roll call, Ms. Lee.
Roll call, we didn't get a second.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Mr.
we did.
Woodley,
Okay,
welcome back.
But we don't know what we're not.
what are,
$2 an
This
hour?
motion right here is for the $2 an hour.
But how much is that gonna be?
We don't know.
We're looking over $10,000 or $12,000 just roughly.
For
Oh, yeah.
everybody?
Yeah.
So we're voting on $2 an hour. From, you said that, what dates did you say? I'm sorry.
July 1, or the pay period, how did it fall? Fiscal year,
Fiscal July 1 started our fiscal year.
started a new year. That's what I'm saying. See, if you paid, okay, July 1 through October 30. When was the pay period in October? When did it end?
It'll end Friday,
November,
1st.
Well, it actually, the last pay period.
Mhm.
The 18th was the last payroll.
So how many weeks is we're paying $2 an hour on?
Yeah,
I am all for employee raises.
I am too, but I wanna know how much.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going from July,
it all depends on how much they
Okay.
work.
Well,
Motion's been made and
at
seconded,
40
and let's
hours,
vote.
very few of them get 40 hours, right, Heather? Ain't too many gets 40 hours, right?
part-time,
No.
Just anybody.
Anybody. There's not, we don't have a whole lot of employees that gets 40 hours a week.
Well, Mr. Brock's
yeah,
probably is.
you got, we're on a 80
Ambulance services?
80-hour bi-weekly, yeah.
Okay, and then
40
that,
hours a week.
and then that 80-hour pay period, how many hours do they get paid for?
80 hours? 80.
Go ahead with roll call, Ms. Lee.
Michael Chandler,
I don't know how much money we're talking, no.
Al Crane,
No.
Jordan DeLong,
No.
Tabitha Denny,
No.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
No.
Justin Mabel, Kenny Smith,
No.
Tommy Frady,
No.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Anybody have anything else?
How quick can we come up to, can we not call a special meeting to make this happen quicker?
I mean, I'm sure we can.
At least look into it.
Or look
For a
into
committee?
it?
Okay, today's the 26th, so 1, 2, 3. No, I'm on the
I
wrong
mean, I'm
one.
for them getting a raise, but I wanna know how much we're giving
Or a
them.
1,
bonus.
2,
A bonus, a bonus.
3, 4, 5.
Advertise the meeting too.
When's your pay period in December?
13th, 27th.
So if we have it where you can pay them the 13th, if we come up with a figure. No, that ain't gonna help them on Black Friday.
Way back, at least.
I mean,
it don't have to
I'm
be
all
on the
for,
payroll.
I'm all for
It don't have to be
helping.
on the payroll date. It
Right.
can be whatever date y'all tell me.
You
I
can write them a
run
check
payroll.
anytime,
If
because
y'all
this,
use it as a bonus, I can run it, whatever date you tell me.
well, when you write them a check for this, it'll be a check just for that amount.
Just for
Because
that
if you
amount.
put it in with their pay period, that's more taxes coming out.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we need a check written,
Separate check.
separate
Well, it's
check.
like pay taxes
If we
on
give
it,
250
they'll pay more if they had to do
employee
the
across
check.
the board, you add each
Still,
employee.
their taxes are still gonna be
I
held
understand
out.
that, but you add 250 to 500, you're
Yes.
taking taxes out of 750 instead of 500.
Right.
So let's figure of, because I'm all about giving a raise, but we just, more or less, the insurance is,
I think
Yeah, I
committee,
can do it
you know.
separate.
committee A needs to have a meeting the first full week of November. I'm thinking the 7th.
but I agree, we come up with a figure and you write a check
And
just for that
presented at the
figure
20,
Right.
for them
19th
for a
meeting.
bonus. And it ain't in the pay period,
Don't have to be in the
It ain't
paper.
considered
I'm still
a
gonna have to write
raise, it's
check
a-
For the taxes and cover it.
it's considered a bonus and appreciation for their help.
Yeah, just take into consideration their taxes and TCRS.
All right, we'll get a committee A meeting set date and then we'll let everybody know.
anything else?
We'll let you know.
Remember the 5 days?
The 19th. Full commission is the 19th of November, correct?
Can we back it up to the 12th and get it to them by Thanksgiving?
We can pay it out whenever we want to pay it. It ain't got to be on
But
their
we gotta have
payroll
a full commission
to approve it.
to
yeah.
approve it.
That's the week before Thanksgiving.
And that's, do it the week
19th.
before Thanksgiving.
The 19th is the week before
I
Thanksgiving.
make
Oh,
a
okay,
motion
the
we adjourn.
19th is.
I second.
Motion to adjourn, seconded by Mr. Smith. All in favor?
There's a question, hang on.
Question.
A person on Facebook, Mel Brown, wanted to ask you guys if you could address the phone issues regarding the sheriff's department and the mayor's office. No one has been able to get through. Senator Bailey has been made aware of the issues. Thanks. I don't know any more about that, but.
Calls all day.
Had the phone off the hook.
Is anyone aware of any phone issues?
They'll look into it.
Senator Bailey hasn't done anything anyway.
Thanks for letting us know. But just make sure that you're calling Van Buren County, Tennessee, and not
Tennessee and not Van Buren County, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
True.
Yeah, but
And someone who was not aware, we have received calls all day.
thank you for letting us know.
All in favor to adjourn the meeting?
Uh,
Any opposed?
Bailey,
Meeting adjourned.
I want some.